Hello, hello, buenas.
Ha, I'm steadily talking and I was on mute. Ha 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 ha.
Hello, hello.
And I'm just finishing pulling myself together. We're leaving afterwards. So I gotta make sure I'm ready all the way around. Abuela's still in the hospital. So Papa solito. And I had to make sure I left him lunch and, because I don't know if anybody's gonna bother to make it over there before dinner.
You're able to leave him stuff that he could snack on, right? That he could get for
Well,
himself.
I did that. I did snacks and then I did spaghetti and meatballs. And I'm like, Farfignugan, I'm leaving it in the microwave for lunch. And I left signs everywhere so he remembers. So I put a sign in front of him by the computer, and then I put a sign in front of the microwave. With arrows, just press dinner plate.
And oh yeah, that works. That works.
Yeah, no, just press dinner plate. He reads, and it's just that he be forgetting. So I left signs everywhere. And so at least he gets lunch. And no me preocupa mucho de eso. Él está solito, solito, solito. No hay nadie.
Well, I mean, he's solito as far as humans go, but he's not solito as far as spirit goes.
Oh, you got that right. You got.
I'm constantly being reminded of that.
Pero de camping is acting.
I have to do your warrior cry. You're lucky I don't have my kimbes. Yeah, drumming them.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Avery, mommy's on the phone. You gotta go away, buddy. Come on, we're not doing this today.
She's like, we're not doing this today.
Hey, buddy.
Not today.
Hi. Are you practicing for the future to build your empire? I see that smile. I know you have mama's back. I said, oh, mama, I have your back. I'm here.
I got a picture for my homie.
Oh, how nice. I love those are the best kind of pictures.
I'm going to put it outside.
Okay.
That's how we could see it.
All right, buddy.
Mira esta. Patricia. Mira.
Hello, how are you?
Tengo el pelo aquí con los rizos lacio. What's going on?
You got a lot of different hairdos today. Hi, I like your hair too.
Likewise.
Yeah, look at it. Ella se hizo los rolos anoche.
Not rollers.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we got the sun coming in. Like I have it right here in my shoulder. I see your sun coming in on your shoulder, Patricia.
My 8-year-old came to tell me that she's in class and can I please lower the volume?
Ooh, tell her that you're in class too and that you're super excited and that you will lower your volume a little bit.
I know, I haven't seen you ladies.
That's because, life keeps us busy and, to thrive, we have to do what we got to do. We really do. I'm happy to see that. I feel like I missed you guys for the longest time. Like,
I know. Hi, Meriday. Good morning.
So here
I want Meriday when I grow up.
So I know that we do a few minutes grace period. Do we still have a few minutes, or we're jumping into the ground? Because I know I think we
We're
do
ready
like
to get grounded and
we
settle
down
in.
to
But I could warm up
ground.
my coffee. I'm still here like this.
Yo tengo café esta mañana.
Wait, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm gonna give a flash heat. I'll be right back.
Oh, tiene cleavage. Because you know, in Africa, that's what they do, right? Because you know, you have your heart chakra, and I just learned this. I mean, when I was in Newport, we used to do a lot of drum circles. You know, to invite in our ancestors, to invite in our, and you know, just to call in everything. And I forgot, this is back way back, like 2010, 2009, because I was down with my Kimbe and stuff. And they say when the warriors go off, you know, and they leave the island, they leave the country, the women send them off and they do this dance where they're going like this. And it's not only that they're saying here, you know, they're releasing the energy from their heart. They're releasing the power, the food, it's amazing. I wish that I had those notes from the class. Because when I see cleavage, that's what I think.
That sounds amazing.
You know, they do a lot of like this. That's all of that. Ooh, it's giving me chills.
Me too.
It's giving me chills because it's not only, you know, what we know what they were built for, but it's just so much more powerful than that. It's like, come back home from the war, honey.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I'm sending you my love, my heart, you know, protection from that chakra.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm telling you, our ancestors, our peoples are badass.
Yeah.
And the thing is too that, you know, we have to remember that our cousins, our sisters, and our neighbors are also badass too, because everybody's just recalling. You know, everybody's recalling their history or herstory. They are.
I keep forgetting I'm muted.
Oh, I thought you were just being cute. I was like,
So I'm just like, let me know when we're ready to get started. I know we're all excited. We haven't seen each other in a month. I like to let
listen,
everybody say hi and, you know.
Patricia, you can't be coming up here leveling up like you some type of goddess or something with your stuff. All right. You just said you were going to warm up. You said you were just going to warm up and get some coffee.
I'm cold.
Come
I'm
here
cold.
with
This is a sweatshirt.
pelolacio. And then, well, that's not what it looked like when you were standing up and sitting and like getting your feathers ready, so to speak.
I got good news to share. Can I share my good news?
Yes,
Let's
of
ground
course.
first. Let's ground first, please. Let's invite the
Okay.
divine, make everything fine, and then continue to put the
right.
blessings on the good news.
So the universe always has lots of jokes. And I swear, I always tell you, I love this book so much. So today's prayer is to heal a broken heart. Okay. I ask you, Archangel Raphael, to surround my heart with the most beautiful emerald green color. Let this healing color swim through and around my broken heart. Let the tears flow to release all the hurts and disappointments. Allow my heart to expand in this healing color of green and to beat with the constant thump thump like a drum's sound of life and love. Choo choo. I offer these words to you, Raphael, in hopes that you may create a sense of peace and acceptance within my heart of those things I cannot change. Help me release those things that create hurt and sorrow. I ask you to help me to nurture a strong heart that enables me to live my life in the most courageous ways, to rebuild my trust and love. Give me strength to fight this battle of heartache and to win against the darkness that sets in. Let the light shine again and for hope to prevail, that yet again my heart will beat with the sound of love. Amen. Aho Ashe. Amen. Aho Ashe. Amen. Aho. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Woohoo! Now let's get to the good news. Come on, drop it like it's hot. Like all of y'all coming in this morning. None of y'all look sleepy.
I had to mute because my big boy came downstairs. So I sat for my childbirth educator certification exam on February 1st and I passed
Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Let's all unmute ourselves and give some love to her. Love you, congratulations. Love
Congratulations.
you,
Thank you.
congratulations. Giving you some love.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a big push and I got, I started the pathway a while ago, a long while ago, and kept picking it up and putting it down, picking it up. But honestly, picking it up and making that push, the birth worker circle really helped to motivate me and get me focused. Sometimes you just have to have a place to go with these things. And it was important to do because it's just part of the bigger picture. I'm too inundated in lactation, but the bigger picture is what matters. And that's what that gets to. So thank you to all of you for the motivation, the inspiration, and the support. And, it's the beginning. It's the beginning. I was like, ahora, now is when the work begins.
That's what we were talking about before, us in the triad, how important the mentorship, that just the connection to have, a group of women coming together just to support you in your dream, just to support you in your course of action, just to, it's almost like you're going up those steps and we have you by the nalguitas, right there in your tushy and just pushing you up a little bit. So that way it's like, come on, I'll help you get up that next step. It's so important. It really is. Thank you for that, Patricia. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank all of you.
Beautiful. So today, we're ready to get started. We're talking about client tracking, paperwork, contracts, all those kinds of things, right? And let me just take a look at the time so I can keep myself accountable to the time that we have left here. We've got about 35 minutes. And if we're available to go over a little bit, perhaps we can negotiate that amongst ourselves. But I'll keep what I'm sharing to about 10 minutes. And perhaps each of the three of us can do that as well. So the part of the paperwork that I would love to share with you is in my personal business, I realize that the external paperwork is important, right? And also there is an amount of internal paperwork that I keep as well. So I'll talk about the internal perspective of the paperwork that we can use to keep us on track. And there's some PDFs here that I'll be happy to share in the group after we go through them together. So I'm going to pull that up on screen right now. It looks like this. So these are internal documents that you can use to really keep track of your business and, just understand where you are versus where it is that you'd like to be. And what's really interesting that I found is that once I started writing down some things, I realized that I was further along than I had thought. And it was simply the method of keeping track of things in a written form, in a digital form, or what have you, that allowed me to see that. So that's the value that I see in just getting some things down on paper or computer. So one of the things that is little known and little utilized in a birth worker business is that we have so many people in our community that come from different perspectives of birth work. Like Ms. Guzman was talking about, we've got IBCLCs, we've got ICCEs out there, we've got all kinds of people, and we can actually create a network in order to work with each other. So let's say that I'm a doula, right? I'm a doula and a birth assistant, and they're looking for a postpartum doula. I can create an affiliate relationship with someone that I know where we can say, hey, yeah, I'm happy to do a profit share, or hey, yeah, I'm happy to partner with you in whatever way it is. We can be so creative when it comes to things like that. You can do things like put together care packages together. You can do things like putting together courses together, like myself and Juju and Meride do. There are many, many ways to work together, and affiliates is one of those type of relationships. And what it usually looks like is someone can give you a link where you can automatically track and receive a percentage by giving a personal referral, but there's also ways to do it manually if you don't have that software. And of course, word of mouth is one of our prized possessions in terms of marketing. But what happens is that the money can start rolling in and be like, well, where did it come from? If you keep a nice, like sheet that has a way for you to understand who it is you're working with and at what capacity, like this affiliate account sheet. And it can even be an affiliate account with Gerber. It could be an affiliate account with Pampers. There's a whole lot of different ways that you could even work with the big companies. And including Amazon. If you're recommending products, you can sign up with Amazon to have an affiliate account where each time you share a link, you also receive a percentage of that order. So affiliate accounts with your fellow birth workers, affiliate accounts with the big companies like Amazon, like Walmart, like Target, they all exist, and they're all there because we recognize the effort that it takes in order to be your own entity and to be a birth worker in this world. So there are these ways that are available to create additional income, and it all starts by keeping track of it. Because what good is an affiliate link if you don't use it? So that's sheet number 1 here. Just keeping track of those affiliate accounts, and there's so many of them out there. Ooh, I love it. Oh, wow, that is awesome indeed. Yes. And of course, if you have any questions, you can type those in the chat too. I'm happy to talk about what comes up for you. And just checking in, Juju, Meride, if there's anything you want to add at any point.
I love this. I love that you brought this up, Kai, because, and first and foremost, when you type in the chat in Zoom, okay, you're able to save the transcripts. Okay, so when you're looking at your Zoom interface, and you're in the chat function and you're chatting, there's 3 little bubbles. And if you click there, it says save chat, and it'll save it to your computer. And then you can refer back to anything that was said, any links, anything like that. And then, yeah, when we do all these different things, I love that you brought up Amazon and creating that account and sharing those links, because it's really nice to just, use a link and it gives you a little bit of cash. We have an affiliate link, right, for our programs, correct? And so that's how we help each other. So, that cross referral, okay, let's do a thing. I really like that you brought that up a lot.
Yeah, me too. See, I see that sheet right there. And the way that my brain works, I would have to not only have it physically so my eyes can see it, I would have to have that in my spreadsheets digitally. Like that would be the way that I work, especially in this space where I'm trying to reorganize myself on how I'm going to flow with how things are now, that everything is virtual, everything is digital pretty much. So for me, I need to like physically see something. Like over here, you don't see my wall, but I have little notes and stuff of dates and things that I have to do. That would be one of the documents that I would have, at least to start off, because I see that it has some spaces. As it grows, obviously, you don't want to have 100 of those sheets hanging on the wall in your office. So I would have to do it digital, in that sense as it grows. But in the beginning, I would have to be like, oh, affiliate. And then as I'm listening to both of you talk, I don't think that I deal with too many companies that don't offer affiliate, you know, because if I'm putting my time in as a stay-at-home mompreneur, I need to have something come back to me, you know. So I try to seek, I go all the way to the bottom and I try to seek every time, do you offer affiliate? Do you affiliate for free? Because some of them do charge for affiliate. So thank you for bringing that up. That's so cool.
You're welcome. Patty, would you like to talk more about that?
Yes. You know, oftentimes when I'm in a new mom circle or even in classes and new moms have, you know, questions or ask for suggestions on different products to use for different needs. And it could be anything. Now, you know, as a lactation specialist or an educator, I wouldn't be promoting or encouraging any one product or thing, but say in a breastfeeding class, breastfeeding compatible bottles. And I have one that I show, and I always try to hide the brands, but moms want to know brands. They want to know, like, what exactly should I be looking for? Because there's so much out there. So, you know, as I think about setting myself up independently and privately, and also, you know, I'm still up in the air what I want to do. I don't really want to provide services or make anything to sell, but that if I suggest that Dr. Brown's is a good bottle, you know, because I prefer it and I do, you know, how to get something out of that other than just, you know, giving it away for free. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, just listening to you talk, I like Dr. Brown's too, actually. But it's more of a, because even everybody wants to know, what is that? Where can I get it? And how much is it? So the way that I see it is, you know, for me, I would put on my website or somewhere like, I am not being endorsed by any particular company. I'm not, you know, like I am not being sponsored by any particular company. However, these are the things that I have personally used, or these are the things that I suggest. Right. And then list them down. Because on top of that, also, when you're using an affiliate, you have to put in there somewhere that some of my links might be affiliate links and I might get something back, but it doesn't cost you anything extra, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I like that. I didn't think of that. So anywhere or anytime, I am not endorsed. I am not endorsed. But
that's what football players and celebrities do. Because sometimes, if you notice in some videos, well, back in the day, Video Music Box, I'm dating myself. But if you notice that if they were to wear like a Nike shirt or they were to wear FUBU or something like that, it would be blurred.
Yeah.
That's when they didn't have an agreement with that company. And it's like, no, because I'm a celebrity. If I put it on, everybody's going to want to buy and be like me and buy that too. And you're not giving me any kickback to promote for you for free, pretty much.
Right. So in that sense, it's like, right. I mean, and I'm sure that there's guidelines. I'm sure there's guidelines to follow. Also have to be careful of no conflict of interest, you know, not being perceived as having a conflict of interest or a vested interest. And, you know, personally, me, I've never been one. Like here in Rockland County, these mothers love the MLMs, boy, the essential oils and this, that, the other thing. And, you know, as when I was volunteering with La Leche League, and when I became an IBCLC, I was very guarded about that because people are looking to you. You know, you do influence. We have influence, and mothers are very vulnerable, and they want just like quick, easy answers because everything's always so hard, especially starting out. So I had a real big issue, and I still do. Like personally, I'm just not interested, and I'm also not into selling, so it's just not my thing. But like you said, Juju, I have things that I did use as a mother, or that I do prefer, and very specific reasons why I prefer it. And like if I do suggest or recommend anything, I'm genuine. in that recommendation. Now, for instance, with the New Mom Circle, this series, I've kept it very fluid, and I am purposely having more independent small business owners come on as special guests to give to the group and inform the group and help educate the group on whatever their interests are. And to a certain extent, I have to make sure I'm picking trusted individuals that I know for sure that they're the real deal and that what they're offering is really helpful. And I do this through the hospital for the hospital, but when I do it independently for me, it's going to be different, right? So I'm just thinking out loud here. I'm more like brainstorming, just like flowing. So I'm looking, any insight or guidance or opinions that you have, and that would be helpful.
Absolutely. And one of the ways that, because what you're doing is like you're really creating a support system for you, as the birth worker, and by you having a support system, so do the people that you're serving. So if you can think about it as like, who are your allies, out there in the community? This affiliate link can be literally a list of the allies that you have, like I remember you had, there's like different tools that we can all use and stuff like that. Where are you getting those tools from? And affiliate can also, you can start to think of some of those people as sponsors, if they're willing to provide those resources and tools for you. I remember those little balls that show like the size of the baby at each like particular stage. Like maybe there's a person who's doing a giveaway and you can support each other by making that giveaway, more well known in your community. There's other ways to be affiliated other than dollars. And there are more resources that we have than just money. But this is one of the ways as well. So it's great that you're bringing this up and that you're getting really present to, the different ways that you can think about, the people that you're interacting with, the organizations that you're affiliated with, and the resources that you have available to you.
Right. There is value. Everything is not necessarily getting a kickback. And sometimes, I know of situations or people that they just start doing their thing and just start, making recommendations or not, and on particular brands and products and things, and then they get noticed, and it could spin into something bigger.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And this is why it's so important. I'm sorry to jump in. I know these are your 10 minutes, Kai. But
I'm sorry.
It's important to say, no, I mean, we are triads, so we're going to lean on each other's shoulders and hold hands. That's what we do. But it's important to realize this and come from your heart center. What does your business mean to you? Because if you believe in a product, in a business, in something wholeheartedly, and you know that with the information you have at the moment, that this is the best thing that you can offer or suggest, you're going to go in that area. And I say this lovingly because when I was working with the crimes victim unit and the women's domestic violence shelter in Kingston, I was putting together blessing bags. And then it was a thing of two things. We have a lot of women and people that are like, everything has to be holistic. No toxic products. And my whole purpose is like, although, yes, I believe that for myself, and I also use products that do have toxins in it because we can't avoid it, like the air and the water. There's certain things we can't avoid. My whole thing was, I want to help these ladies. Some of them are homeless and some of them are in domestic violence shelters. So the products that I receive is just for them. Whatever it is, nail polish, mini shampoos, mini this, mini that. And I collected all of it and I put it in bags, for each one of them fairly. If there was too many of one thing and it wasn't enough for everybody, I put it on the side for some other project. But in doing that for 3 years, it started turning into this big revolution where people were reaching out to me and were like, hey, you know what? How many blessing bags are you doing this year? I said, well, last year I did 50. I'm shooting for 100. I had people from, what is that? The paparazzi jewelry thing reaching out to me. I even had Bath and Body Works people from the mall reaching out to me. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, my room started getting filled up with all these things. Then as you get deeper into this and you see that you're affecting, now you could be a little bit more picky and say, you know what, I'm only gonna offer this type of thing because they're gonna come for you. You know, it's just something to think about. And you do, and I'm not saying that you want to kick back, like Kai said, not everything is money.
Right.
It's the connection, it's the networking. Because as we learned in school, every person that you know is 2 people away from the president. So you can reach the top dog or the doggess, you know, whatever you want to.
And this
you know.
is exactly what Juju is talking about. This is what it looks like when it arrives to you. So this is from a sister friend of mine. Okay, and this is all St. John's wort for midwives and birth workers that I have to distribute. And so I just got it today. So you are just finding out about that, but that's for Bessel. So that's handmade. She's the sensual herbalist, I believe, on Instagram. And all that stuff is handpicked lovingly. So again, we were just talking about holistic. It does show up if you call it in. So, but people do want to donate. And for her, you know, she's got a special situation and she makes all these products on her website. And it's all like, it's a gift-based economy. So you just gift, you order whatever. She, you know, there's not even really, everything says 0. And it's like, gift what you want. And she makes a living this way. So it's pretty weird, but she just sent that whole box de gratis, paid for shipping and everything. No charge to Bessel, me, anybody.
Good point, Kai. Keep it going, Ma.
Well, let me just check in with y'all. This is page 2 out of 6. We can either keep going here or I can just give a overview of the rest and cut over to who's next. What would you like to do?
I say go for it because my stuff I could jump in.
Okay.
I want to see. I want to see. It's okay.
Yeah, no. Do your thing, Kai.
And Juju is next up. Okay.
I like the squeaky wheel.
Y'all are the best. Okay, here we go. So the next page is keeping track of your income. You know, we talked about it last month with taxes and so forth. But here, what happens or what can happen is, for instance, I have 3 bank accounts. And money may come in and, you know, not reach the same destination. So in order to keep track of what's coming in, to just have one sheet to see where the money is coming in and also where the expenses are being taken out of, so you know if you're in the red or actually in the green, can be super duper important. For many reasons, of course, so you can know, you know, if what you're charging is enough, if, you know, if there are things that like overhead to be paid, you know, which account it can come from. You know, ultimately, yeah, it's great to have one account and have everything going into that same space. And if it just so happens that you don't, all you got to do is just keep track in one place. So that way, you know, you don't have to judge or shame yourself for having it going in different places. You can just really start to keep track in one place so that you can have an idea of where it's all going and where it's coming from. So that's internal paperwork. And here the business income and the expenses are separate. Since we're working digitally, one of my personal practices that I like to do is I'll keep them on the same sheet and just highlight them in different colors. So that way I can kind of save space in my brain and on the sheet as well. But they just happen to be listed in separate places here. Got it. Moving on, here is a planner for the way it is that you're interacting with the world. You know, that's another thing that you can track. You can track what your following is doing, like what it's looking like in terms of the numbers. Like maybe you had 200 followers in February, but in March you have 2,000. You know, with a jump like that, you might want to start thinking about your content a little bit differently, how it is that you're sharing yourself with the world. Maybe in that jump of followership, you've accrued more birth workers in your circle than mothers. You know, then that's another way that you can start thinking about how to direct your content. You know, what would birth workers like to talk about, engage about, or what would mothers like to talk about, engage about? Those are two totally different audiences, and they require different a different set of gloves, so to speak. So when you're planning, you also want to keep track of where it is that your audience is. Who are they? How many of them they are? And what do you actually want to say? You know, when we get in front of the computer and, you know, we're ready to post, we can, you know, post something random or something that we're doing, but having an intention behind it allows it to be magnified that much more. You know, when you have your intention, you have your why. Are you sharing this with them? And what's your objective? What are you looking to do or impact or cause by posting that? It's like, okay, then you have a campaign, you know, as opposed to just a post. A post is great, yeah, you know, a few likes, a few comments, but when you have a campaign, you're out impacting people, you're out creating something, generating something, you're causing a conversation and possibly starting a movement. So you really want to just be cognizant of you know, what it is that you're looking to do and what the impact is that you're looking to cause. And this breaks it down in one way. You can go about this in infinite ways, but there's 3 questions here. What problem am I helping to solve by creating this post? How will I catch my readers' attention? There's so much out there, you know, just thinking for a moment, why would someone look at my post, you know, as opposed to just scroll through? And, you know, that can be done in a myriad of ways, having a caption, having an eye-catching photo, having a really expressive facial expression. You know, if I posted, yeah, but if we posted something with Juju, you know, being very animated, that will catch more attention than, you know, just a plain old straight face. All of that, all of that. And then lastly, of course, thinking, what is your call to action? What are you asking them to do? Are you asking them to post an emoji? Are you asking them to click a link? Are you asking them to share with friends and family? This is your opportunity to create influence. What are you influencing your readership, your followership to do? You know, you've generated a reaction, and now this is what we call social currency. You know, how will you spend it?
Absolutely. This is where I'm jumping in, because in harmony with what Kai's saying, you know, in any business, we're talking about, you know, birth work, and but in any business, what you really need, right, consistently is your clients. Now you need to talk to as many people as possible. So this is how important your blogs are. However, whatever you post out there, you have to be mindful of it. You know, you don't know what they want unless you actively listen. And to actively listen, you throw feelers out there. Like in our group, Kai throws out these polls. You want to ask certain questions. You want to see what their interests are. So you could see what kind of feedback, even if it's 5 people is better than 0. You know, another thing too is that you need to pay attention to the language that you use and the language that your target market, your clients, your peers, your fellow professionals, what kind of language that they use, because they all go into different groups. Me coming from the Bronx, I know that there's certain ways that I can talk to my people, and I'm gonna say this lovingly, my people in the hood, like, yo, what's up? That I know that I will grab their attention so that way they can participate and they can trust me, because the first thing is the trust. And then with my fellow professionals, I know that that's not gonna fly, because they're gonna read through my words, my level of professionalism and my level of education. Those are facts. And also in harmony with what Kai was saying, as far as, you know, putting yourself out there. You want to create exceptional experiences for whoever is coming to your page through your blogs, through your newsletter, through even the emails that you send. Because once again, you see how she has number 3 that says, what is my call to action? Your call to action is the most important thing on your website, the most important thing in your group, the most important thing on your page, because that's where you're encouraging someone to do something about their dream, or to purchase your product, or to give you something in return, even if it's an email. So that way you can further continue the connection and grow not only your business, but also theirs. Because that's where you start building, with that call to action, that's where you start building your tribe. With every click, you know who's interested, and you already have a reason why, because you're sharing your why with them through this blog or through this post.
Thank you, Juju. Thank you so much. We got just one more sheet here. And
I was about to say, I want more Kai. I'm learning stuff today. What?
Our last sheet here is just a quarterly goal planner. Yes, we've got goals for how we want to influence, you know, those who have taken the time, you know, to be with us and to follow us and to be in our communities. But what is our goal for ourselves, right? Maybe a goal could be that I would actually like to generate an additional hour of self-care. You know, so what would that look like for me? That would look like automating, you know, some of my business functions. It would look like a lot of things. You know, there's a lot of things that can come from your goal. And what is really powerful to do is to work with the end in mind. You can actually be that person that you need to be in order to achieve that goal, and watch it happen as a result of you already being there. The more we think that there is so much that we have to do, the more those tasks, those projects, those things that we think we have to do gets in the way of us already being who it is that we want to be. So it's kind of like a catch-22, and it's a really great place to just like bring some awareness that all you got to do is believe it and be it right here, right now. So it starts by declaring what those things are, who it is that you're being, what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to have, and allowing those things to show up for you. And they can show up in a myriad of ways. It can show up in the form of a Facebook message from a stranger, you know, asking for a partnership. But again, you know, if we don't have them recorded, how will we know that we ever got there? So this is a great place to start, which is with the end in mind already, and, you know, allow the universe to help you in your business. And if your goal is two more or 2 clients per month, you know, again, those 2 clients can show up in some mysterious ways, in line at ShopRite, right, random form
Girl, they're
submissions.
falling out of the sky right now. I don't get it. I swear to God, I make plans with y'all, and then the next thing you know, I have an appointment. Something just fell in the intake form. And seriously, this straight has to do with SEO, because y'all know I am rotten about posting on social media. I don't tell anybody what I do. Okay, you know, because you see certain things and maybe you see my face around the block, but it's not because I'm actively going, hi, I'm Adula, but it has to do with my SEO. So I literally cranked in the last 2 days, 3 clients. And then what was crazy is that, so you brought up that 2 clients a month, right? I figured out what my money number was, right? Well, I didn't realize that as I started re-phoenixing yet again, I could actually get that number to 1 client a month. And just with a combination where I was talking junk to the universe going, I don't want to do postpartum care no more. I found a way that I can do it and feel great about it, do birth, the whole 9 yards. So the universe just showed me that in the last 2 days. and what it looked like. But do you know how hard it was to ask for, the first one was 5,000 and the second one was 41.25. So that took my 2 clients a month to one client a month. But I wanted to vomit on myself the whole time I was asking. Through text message, no less. We had already had a phone conversation. Can you send me your packages? So anyway, we're talking about our contracts and our planning and how to get there. And so seriously, I learned so much today, Kai, and I really want to see more of this, because this is where I struggle. Okay. And I let myself get so overwhelmed, and you know what it's like dealing with me. I'm like the Tasmanian devil, and all the stuff is falling in, and I'm like, oh my God, let's do all the things. So
this is important conversation to have. This is important conversation to have, because ladies, if you just heard that there are certain there's a certain energy going on here. And if you go back to the other previous classes that we have had, we mentioned it again here. Meride just mentioned SEOs. Kai mentioned, having keywords to speak to the clients. I was going to jump in and just say, you have to create an offer that mirrors what your ideal client wants, word for word. So if, like for instance, Meride said, oh, I'm a doula. We need to understand that right now, even though we know what a doula is in this world, the majority of the people out there don't know what a doula is. So jump into those tools that Kai had offered in the previous course and get the keywords. What is a doula? A companion, a support person, a partner for your birth. And use those words so that way you can draw the people that you're looking for, whether it's lactation. Let's be simple about it. Someone might not know what lactation is. Meredith likes to say, like the milk mama or the milk supporter or the booby cheerleader. Yes, these terms might not fit in your professional world, but they fit with the general population of who you're reaching, the majority of the people that you're reaching. Now, if you want to reach the perinatal professionals, use that type of language to reach out to them. I just wanted to share a little bit about this. It says quarterly goal planning. I do quarterly, I have a 5-year calendar, and I go through this, but I go through it, and I love to say this because it resonates with a lot of people. I go through it chaotically because I put myself out there in the universe, because I believe that my maker knows who I am and how my brain works and how my heart is. My maker knows what I'm trying to do. My ancestors know the craziness that I come from because they're in my lineage. So they know when I'm dealing with the spirit world, it's like, oh my gosh. So I want to share with you, mind you, what's today's date? February 11th. This is what I have so far as what I want to accomplish and my goals. You see where it says that in the marker? You see how I try to stay in the lines, and then I went outside of the lines with everything else that I want to do for this month? I do that so I can get it out of my brain and my heart. So this is not something that I'm like, oh, I want those desires. I don't want to jump into scriptures, but it's the desires of your heart. I put it out on paper, and it takes me a while to do this, but I do this at night when I'm sitting like, what am I going to do? And anxiety kicks in and all these thoughts are coming. I write it all down. These are the things that I want, or that's inside of me that I feel that I want. Will I accomplish them in February? To tell you the honest truth, only Spirit knows.
Amen.
Only Spirit knows. So what I do is that so far, I'm like, you know what? I want to have meditation in the morning. Do I hit every morning? No. And I say no because I don't hit it the way I want to. But every time that we wake up and we take a breath, we're meditating. It might not look the way that I want, that I'm sitting down and I'm chanting and I'm holding on to my beads and I have my power stones and I just bathe myself with some oils, but it's in here. It's in here. And I highlight what I did complete so far. And then I look at it like, I want to do that. I want to do that. And I tell you this to let you know that it's okay and it's purposeful to go in big. Just look at the universe. It's infinite. so is the possibilities of you acquiring your dreams and putting into action. It doesn't matter what vecina or fulana is doing, your neighbor and the other one is doing. It doesn't matter. You have your own personal imprint to put out there for others. There are people waiting to hear from you. Are you ready? You don't have to go in fully organized. Come chaotic as you are. You will get organized as you put things in steps, because that's what you have to do. It's just like, you are the baby in your creation. You're not even crawling yet. You tumbling around. You rolling on that mat. Hopefully you get those leg muscles in order for you to crawl, maybe. Or you do that little, we all know what babies do, that little hippity hoppity thing. That's what you're doing. And then as your muscles and your hands for doing get stronger, then you start doing more things. But you got to start. That's the hardest part, to start imperfectly where you are. And it's okay. And don't knock yourself down.
And the thing with the work that we do, because it is quite spiritual, that's one of the things that I'm learning about. You have to have certain experiences before you put things in perspective. And as a birth worker, lactation consultant, whatever, we're not for everybody. Not everyone is our client. And, the client, one of the new clients that I just picked up, it was literally one of those things of, you popped into my head and I knew I had to call you. I've talked to other doulas and they don't have what you have. And what she needed was more spirit-based, because this is a mama of 3, soon to be 4. She's got birth on smash, Akashic records. Like, she's doing her grind. She's doing her healing work. And she's in a place after the 3rd baby. And she's like, I'm doing the things, but I can't get out. And you're the only person that I could think of. And I'm like, well, okay, thank you. But that's like, I have to stand in that place now. And it's spiritly guided. It's divinely guided by spirit is what I wanted to say. And, we can do all the things, but when you get right with spirit and you do your prayer work every day and you give gratitude and give thanks and you really talk from your heart about what you want, that why. And like Juju said, think of the universe. It's vast. And so are our desires and our dreams. And most of the time it's, how dare you think like all that? And you know what? I think it's really important to allow yourself to dream. When I work with clients for their birth, the first thing I tell them, I'm like, listen, I want you to do an ideal dream birth. Your fantasy birth. I want to swim, in Hawaii near a waterfall with dolphins, Now, are we really going to be doing that? Probably not. But what that tells me is, what? I can score a water fountain, a little waterfall, water fountain, right? I can score a dolphin tapestry. You know what I'm saying? And if Hawaii is her jam, Hawaiian music, haka, you know what I mean? There's a lot of ways to invite the fantasy in. So that's why they talk about vision boarding. How do we, okay, so fine. I can't go drop the coin on this now, but how do I invite that energy so I don't forget? That's what I want. That's how I want to feel. And then that's the other part of it. Goals oftentimes are reward based. So we get the thing and now we need a new thing. Right? So instead of rewards, how about core desired feelings? If I do this, it's going to make me feel like this. Okay. And then identifying how we feel. So for me, a lot of times, I struggle in the, I'm fiercely feminine. It's the only way that I can put it. And I want to be in my Shakti all the time. And that's not realistic. I can be in creation all the time, but there's things that I have to do. And my people who love me a lot know that I'm out there a lot. And I have to learn how to stay grounded and be in this space, get my stuff done. But still have that feeling of, yep, I'm all in creation and I'm so connected divinely. it don't even feel like I'm touching the ground, but I am here.
I like when she says that because, you know, me knowing Mary for many, many, many moons, it's like she's like scattered stars, you know, scattered stars. But sometimes you have to chill and be that star for that planet. You might not be the only one. You might have a little group of y'all. Some planets have more than one star, but that's what it's like. And, you know, I'm saying all of this just to let you know that just be with yourself where you are and do a goal plan for yourself first. You know, yes, you being a mom, being a woman, whatever that is for you. Oh, some people can't move forward if the house is not clean. Some people can't move forward if the office is not in order. Some people, you know, can't do the laundry's behind. Oh, my child, I have to homeschool. Put those things in your goal. Go large and celebrate the little rewards that you do in that area, because as you do it, you're building that muscle. Before you know it, your child will grow up. You know, before you know it, your space might change. You might rearrange something in your house, get a bigger house, get a smaller house, whatever it is. But that muscle that you put in place will still be working for you towards whatever your dream is. A friend of mine just reminded me, this is all part of dream weaving. So it's a beautiful thing.
It is. I love it. I love it. Thank you, ladies, so much. I'm so sorry, but I have to drop off. Was supposed to be on a thing at 12. But I didn't want to stop. I was like, I love everything. I don't want to miss anything.
But you won't. It's on recording. You could always come back to the group. We love you.
That's right. I forgot that you recorded. Kai, will you be sharing those sheets with us?
Absolutely.
I took notes, but you know, your sheets are so much prettier. I appreciate you all of you, each and every
Hey,
one of
Mama, thank you for joining us. Thank
No,
you
my
for showing
pleasure.
up. Thank you
I love
for
what you
showing
said,
up.
Mariday. I love what you said. I learned things. I learned so many things. And I cannot wait till next time. I still have to catch up on the last module. And I'm sure I'm gonna have questions.
March 15th, March 15th.
March 15th.
Okay. For the next one. I'm in. I'm all in, ladies. Love you. Mwah.
Love you. Mwah.
Bye.
Tia la cara. Dum, 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 dum. You can't be on mute forever. We need to hear how you feeling, what's going on in your home with the little guy, your backup plan.
He just got undressed.
He's naked.
He was just dressed and now he's undressed and he has to get back online in an hour.
Nice.
My
Everybody
backup
needed some
plan
air.
is I need a backup plan. Oh. Gosh, I have a lot of work to do still. I'm still all over the place. I've realized that being that I have 3 children that virtually learn now, I've taken on more than I can chew. As far as I enrolled myself back in college because I wanted to finish my liberal arts degree because I started it and I feel like it's been like 2 years, I might be wrong, that I just stopped. And I'm like only 20 something credits away. So I signed back on for that. But being that it's virtual, they require more in the gym class than if it was a physical class. So I'm taking a womb wellness class. I'm still doing NECA's classes. So I'm like really all over the place right now. And I'm come to the point where I'm like burnt because I'm trying to do everything at once. And these other classes require a lot of reading. So.
And I see you, and I have reached out to you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this lovingly. When you're in a situation like this, depending on how your goals are planned, sometimes this is where you might need your one-to-one coaching.
Okay.
You know, to put the time aside with that one person that's going to be like, yo, you have this, and this, and this to do.
Who's most
Did
important?
Did you put your 10 minutes here? Because you might have to do it all because you signed up and you don't want to lose this money and you don't want to lose this opportunity and you have the kids. I'm only telling you this because I'm speaking from experience. And in some of these classes, I'm in it with you. Yeah. So it's like, Are you taking the time to use that 10-minute break in the bathroom to do this thing and this thing only? Are you taking 15 minutes to do that reading in this class and the 15 minutes to do in this class? Because right there, you have 40 minutes. You know, do you find it? How do you stay up late at night? You know, stop scrolling through Facebook and keeping in touch with your
Right.
friends and use that time to go into your classes, because this shiitake needs to get done and you
Right.
only have a year or two to do it. After that, your real friends will understand. Maybe you cannot comment to a friend. That's why there's emojis. Heart, smiley face.
No, it's funny that you say that though, because when I did my now, so I'm back on my 21-day detox again. I'm doing round 2, and when I did the first one, I did that. Like I shut down. Like I would post here and there on Facebook, but I wasn't reacting with anybody. Like I wasn't answering my messenger or nothing like that. And my best friend got mad. Like I made a whole post. Not that I needed to, but I made a whole post saying that, you know, I was shut down because I was doing some spiritual healing and all that stuff or whatever, and I wouldn't be available. And people just kept inboxing me, kept calling me, and I ignored them. And when I finally reached out to her, she was like, "Oh, I can't believe you did that to me."
I can't believe
There's
you
a
took time
saying
for
that
yourself.
goes, those that matter don't mind, and those that mind don't matter. And it's not forever. It's
Right,
just for this moment.
Temporary.
right.
That's what it is. And I'm just telling you because I see you and I'm like, holy smokes, are you going to get this completed? You put this on your goal. This is something that either you got a scholarship for, because I can't tell you how many times I've heard from teachers, I gave out a scholarship and the person didn't use it. So I don't think that I want to give this kind of scholarship to anyone else.
Right.
Then also, you know, you signed up for school. Hopefully it's not a student loan, because a student loan don't stop for nobody. There's things that you can avoid, like death and taxes, and then student loans.
And school loans. Oh yes.
Right.
You know,
And if you can't pay, defer, your buns off every time.
and
Right.
also you have small children. There's no way on God's green earth that you are going to allow yourself to miss all that time when they're little, because before you know it, they're big and they're like, look at what I can do. Mommy, I could do this myself. And then
And that happened with my older ones. Like my oldest is 13, the middle one is 10, and I'm like, where did the time go?
but you still got time, because they're still in your home. Is when they leave the nest that you're like, because they're their own kind of adults. And I'm only telling you that from experience. I have 2 that left the nest. So that lovingly, you know, I'm putting it out there with you. I don't know what your decision is going to be. I don't know what your connections are to people outside of this mentorship. But I am recommending to you that if you have your coins and your loose dollars saved, especially now that there might be another stimulus coming, that income tax is coming, I suggest lovingly that you put some of that money to the side and get yourself a one-to-one mentor, only because if the things that you're doing are time sensitive and you can't put them off and they have to be done within a time period, you need to have a drill sergeant. You need to have somebody, and you have to make yourself accountable too, because if somebody's calling you, you're not picking up the phone, that's on you. You know, you're paying that person to be on top of you lovingly. This is like having a fitness coach, and Kai can tell you that when you go to work out and you want to win that award, even if it's for yourself, you got to work those muscles, because you can't.
We got goals. We got goals.
I'm just putting it out there, because I've had a certain couple of phone calls coming in, and I've had family members pass away, and I really had to put things into perspective. My feelings are my feelings. I have ancestors now. I have my family to run. I have my business to run. I have my health, everybody already knows, to run. And all of these things need attention. How do I Marie Kondo that? Because I got to bring it joy. Because once the 2 years is up, you're going to be like, degree. You're going to forget about all that hard work you put in. And now is the time to put it in, especially if you're doing that now. Because like you said, 13, by the time you're done, 15. Add 2 years to the other one, add 2 years to the other one, add 2 years to yourself. What does that, like Kai said, that end goal looks like, and get her done? If you can't do it by yourself, you have to get help. If you have other issues like I do, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, you know, sometimes depression, sometimes loneliness, sometimes confusion, I'm just being real. You need someone to be on you. Like, that's the phone call that you pick up. That's the message that you get. even that person could even put a message out for you like, hey, we're so proud that you're doing this, take the time that you need for your self-care. Boom. And that takes care of your friends.
Yeah.
Just to put it out there lovingly.
Well said. I concur. And I want to take a time check, take the temperature of the room. How are we doing? Are we feeling complete? Are there some final words that we want to share before we disconnect? This has really been a powerful meeting today.
Yes. I have stuff that I wanted to share, but I am not sharing now because I'm going away. I'm taking some self-care time. So I'm going to figure out how to put that stuff in the group. But I had some really cool things. These are different, Kai wonderfully and brilliantly covered the internal. So like I had the external stuff going. And so these are like PowerPoints that you can build for yourself, for your doula business, right? When you want to do a proposal. So I believe, like I said, I can just screen share real quick. I don't know if I did this one. I believe I might have even, let me see something, teamwork. Did I put our names on this? Let me see. No.
Tia Lakala, what's your time look like? Because I know you had under an hour for the kids. Are you good with a few more minutes?
Yeah, I'm good. They're on lunch break, so that's why you hear all that noise.
So this, let me see where I just lost Zoom now. Got home. So this is let me see, read only. Here we go. So this is like a PowerPoint that you can customize, and it's a program that was built. They came on these weird CDs. I'd never experienced that before. But you can customize it for your area, and for your information. So that's really great to have. Then I had the labor support forms, and they work like, they literally, it's like a book, but it's on your computer and it's like an office almost. And you customize, they give you a PDF and they give you a Microsoft Word version, and you can customize it for yourself. And so I'll drop all these resources, but there's one for childbirth education, all the forms, all the training paths, what you're going to experience, what your people need to know, doula office, same thing, all the things that you have to teach your clients. They provide a care path, a teaching lesson, all the information, postpartum doula. Okay, and then the forms. And then I was going to talk about my e-doula and like kind of just show what that looks like, because that is saving my life like exponentially right now, because I can't even remember what time of day it is. Okay, and so voila, this is what e-doula looks like. And, so this is why I'll get in trouble now, because you see my calendar is empty. And I have lots of appointments that I need to put in there to keep track of everything when I'm scheduling clients. But generally, this is.
Are you sharing the screen?
Am I? Hold on. I will do it again. Here we go. Where'd you go? There we go. All right. Now I am. So this is saving my life right now. And so my calendar's to the right. Normally that would have appointments on it. So this is what it looked like last month. And so I just haven't done my thing for February just yet, but it will look like that again. So I can bean in, it shows me what it looks like for the day. All my clients are kept here. You click on a client, it gives you their history. You'll see that there's notes. If I, am tracking time, it allows me to do that. It gives me their contact information. Okay, what their health is, any notes that they want, anxiety, depression, physical, emotional trauma, whatever, what their health is, what the pregnancy was like. Okay, labor, immediate postpartum, if they chose any particular packages, all, this is my library. So any links that I use, they're right here. And I can just send them to my clients. My financials, so literally it goes through and it tracks everything that comes through the system depending on how they pay. It'll give you expense report, mileage if you remember to put it in. You have a profile, you enter your services, you have packages, you can enter partners, but your intake forms, are all generated through here. So you get all that information in the system. You create your contracts here. So you have all your templates, and then whatever you change for each client, you do it within their specific contract, but this is the main contract. So, you know, I can go into more detail. Customer service is great. It's made my life easier because when you're talking to 7 mamas and you got to remember how far along they are, where they're birthing, you know, if they had any trauma, how many kids they got, their husband is Phil. This really helps out a lot.
I hear her say that all the time.
And the dog spot.
I was about to say that. And the doggies, the fur babies. I hear Mary say this all the time. And I'm like, Mary, the last couple of times that I've partnered with her, I'm like, can I have that link that you need me to send? You know, and I love that the link comes in and it's like password protected. You know, only that person could go in and they can go fill it out if they have this password.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it has been truly amazing that when you speak to someone on the spot, being a new person in the business, being a beginner, being unsure, you have this quick, easy link once everything is set up. Or if you're buddying up with someone, that they can share that link with you. And it's like, here you go, fill this out. And then someone on the receiving end getting all the information. You know, I am impressed with this program, and it's basic. You know,
no, it's super. It's like almost elementary. It's annoying how elementary it is at times, but it does its thing. What I love about this too is that when you archive a client, so now it'll allow you to print all your notes if you need to. Really nice and snazzy. Okay. And it provides all the information. You can provide this to your clients. You know, you can put it in your records, you know, because it's archived now because they've gone bye-bye. You know, they're no longer active in your system. So there's a lot of really cool things, but it is basic. So like one by one, the calendar is the most annoying thing. You have to put, there is no recurring event sequence. Okay, so you have to put it in one by one. So that's annoying. But other than that, it's worth the $200 a year. So it's not like it's super expensive. And like I said, I'll share all these resources in the group. And then I'm going to upload the file for the labor forms as they come. And it is a Word file. And so you can edit it, whatever you need. Take what you need, leave the rest. But it's yours to upload. Okay.
This is amazing. Now, once again, just to put it out there, you know, we have this mentorship group where we share all of ourselves, you know, because we want to see you thrive in your business. This is something as a new doula, as a new in business doula, as a doula shifting, as a birth worker shifting, because this program has a lot of uses that now you have this figure ahead of time. So now when your monies come in, you can say, you know what? In the mentorship group, I heard of this program that will give me a good start or that will help me where I'm at. All I need to do is
get organized from the jump.
$200 on the side for the year. I have 12 months to make this baby work. No pun intended. But you know, to put that in your mind, and that's what we're offering to you. You know, we're not offering just the group mentorship, we're offering one-to-one. We're offering resources, which is our sacred books, our sacred scrolls. We're also offering, you know, the wisdom library. You know, a woman walking in wisdom is what? A wise woman.
That's
or
right.
A wise birthing person.
Walking in wisdom is a wise woman.
Yeah, we want to keep that in mind. You know, I understand that my language is not totally inclusive, but my heart is, you know, and I only have to speak from where I am honestly. You know, as we have more diversity and inclusion of more people coming into our mentorship, we can grow and evolve in that area. But that's what we offer. We wake up, you know, we wake up that spirit of you like, yes, I can do this. And we open up your soul to connect and to let you know, yes, you got this.
I have to go,
information is here for you.
I love yous. I know we have to meet up again. So let me know. I'm not talking for mentorship. I'm talking triad. Okay. I love you. I'll see you later.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love yous. Bye.
So how you feel, Tia? Like, I see you like, like little people, itty bitties, as you call them, itty bitties. How are you doing?
They in here fighting.
Well, actually, they kung fu fighting. Yeah. They're fast as lightning.
I'm so mad. I needed those maracas, and my son threw it and busted it. So
gives you an opportunity to make your own or to recycle those and learn a new craft project that you could do with them because they broke it.
Right? Because I don't have enough on my plate already.
Just add one more thing. Let them like, hey, fix these maracas and let them see what they could come up with. That'll keep them busy for a little while. Just got to hone in the mess. What does the glue, the tape, hopefully paper mache.
And I have them this weekend too. They're going to be doing a lot.
So how are you feeling so far? I see you. I know that I'm interrupting your little thing going on back there, but I do want to know, where you are since you gave us these few minutes after the hour.
Right now, gosh, I actually have a potential doula client that I haven't reached back out to because I'm letting my fear overcome me. So I haven't like reached out to even have a consultation with her to see if we even fit. So I'm definitely gonna do that. I have to check on her because we're friends on Facebook, and I seen she made a post, so I need to check on her. But I'm gonna reach out to her, and then take it from there. And I've been working on. I haven't done my website yet, but I'm putting together like the about information and things like that. So when I'm ready, I can just like put it together on there. And I really need to focus on these classes, these books.
It sounds like a lot. I'm gonna jump out here for a moment since you did give us a few minutes and just talk a little bit about, Kai and what she offers, if I may, and then she could jump in and correct me. Because I like, putting my memory to the test. Like, do I have everyone's gifts and what they do down right? Now, here you're talking about a website. To me, a website is a very huge project when you're starting out. But there are such things as landing pages, which is one sheet, and you put the information there so that way people at least know that you're here in cyber world. This is what it is. This is what I have. This is how to reach me. At least to start collecting email information because you don't know who's out there, looking for you. Now, as far as, that part, she can always correct me if I'm wrong or add to. I also wanted to mention, I had 3 points that I wanted to talk about. These are the notes that I do before my mentorship, before I do slides, because I need to show up and be present. Now, if I put a little bit more time into it, like my schedule shows, then I would have done my slides, but I still have to show up and be present with some information that I can give you that's beneficial. In number 3, when I was talking about earlier about creating an exceptional experience, in here it says, when people inquire about you or your services, how long does it take you to follow up? If it's more than an hour, no bueno. You lose clients that way. Remember, right now, with how it's going on in this new world that we're in, there's too much competition out there. And I say that lovingly, because then we also have to keep in mind, really, is there any competition for me? Because there's nobody like me. But in the industry, there is. It's like a whole bunch of actresses trying to go for the one part. Who are they going to choose? The one that comes and gives exceptional service, exceptional experience. And that also includes how to reach you and how you get back to them. So if you look at the prior courses that we have offered, in there, it also talks about, as far as responding in messages, that there are some things that are automated and some of them are for free. Like in Facebook, there's also one for free that you can put in there that if somebody sends you a message and you can't get back to them, it'll say, hey, how you doing? Thank you for contacting me. And I'll get back to you. And it's just up to you to go in there and utilize that, because you do not want this opportunity to get away from you. And then that's where your rep goes. Just think about being on the block. All you need is the bochinche of that one neighbor or that one person to be like, well, you know how she is. It's the same thing in business. You know, you want to minimize those even though they will come, because if someone's coming to you, you do want to be like Meriday was saying, you're not for everyone. However, when anyone comes to you, you want to be able to give them a resource that if it's not you, you could tell them where to go, pun intended, lovingly or not. You understand what I'm saying? You could say, you know what, right now, you know, yes, I would love to help you, but I have a sister that can do this. Or right now, I'm your person. Let me get back to you in 3 days. You know, you give yourself a time to get this done, and then you figure it out there. But getting back to, you know, the initial thing you said, I have to get my website done. Do you really at this time, is that part of one of your goals in the sheet, that it's a big goal? Break it down smaller. How do they see you out there? The landing page. And that my sister here can help you with. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. You know, there's certain things that you might need to outsource, you know, so see what your budget is and say, you know what, I really need help here, because you can give your money to everybody. How are they doing? You know, do they stay on top of their business after you give them your money? Or did it take them, tag, you know, she said she was going to help me with my landing page, and it took her like a week to get back to me.
Right.
If it's not something that you schedule, like, listen, let's meet up together in a couple of days. That's something totally different than you giving up your money. And they're like, well, I'll get back to you in 24, 48 hours. And that turns to be 24, 48 days. Big difference. So I'm just putting that thought out there because that happens to me too. Like right now, I'm like, yeah, I want a website, but I got to reach out to my sister here for a landing page for another business. And this is just resources and where to go. I don't know too many other places that you could reach a mentorship like this and you get exposed to so many things, because it's usually one person doing the mentorship. You have three different brains, 3 different areas at your disposal. And that's what makes this so special. $12.33. Love the threes.
Yep. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm definitely gonna I have to, that's one of my downfalls too. I haven't written out my goals in a while. I was looking through my old book where I was at one time writing down my goals, but I haven't really done that in a while. So I need to sit down, and because having a website's not a necessary priority right now. I think I need to engage more on Facebook. And I noticed like I have Instagram, but I don't really, unless I get a notification, I don't really go on there like that. So I have to like figure out, like there was a app that I downloaded that posts to 2 of them, but then when it upgraded, it confused me, so I don't even use it anymore. So I need to figure out how to be more active on both pages. So that's what I'm gonna work on first, and then I can do the website later, because I have a Facebook page for my business, so which I need to probably add on to that too, because I don't have like my services and things. So there's like a lot of stuff that I still have to do, and I've been like using the COVID as an excuse as to why I haven't been doing it. So I'm gonna get it together. Right.
Awesome. Great. All right. This has been a great session. Thank you for being here. Thank you for asking your questions, your comments. This was amazing. We went really deep, and we've got some more planned for next month. Remember, any questions that you have, you can also post in the group in between sessions, and we're happy to help you in that way.
March 15th. Mark your calendar.
I wrote it down when you told Patty.
You see?
11.
You go working the muscle.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Stay in power.
Yeah.